Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Rig It On Monday or Rig It with the Coach, however you want to call it. Me and Jordan, my faithful companions here, and we're ready to talk about something today. I'm kind of excited today, Jordan. We got a little something different we're going to discuss with everybody that we've come up with. It was kind of a brainstorm from several years past, and we'll talk more about it in just a minute. But before we do, I think you said we had a couple of questions hanging from last week. Let's try to tackle them first and then move from there.
Sure. I thought this one was real interesting, Coach.
All right.
So this one is, let's see, from Elish32.
All right.
Have you ever used a fighting frog as a buzzbait trailer?
No, I haven't. That's a great idea, though. I like that. We need to try that out, definitely. I definitely like to hear some more feedback from you on that for sure. Some food for thought. I don't know why it wouldn't work. We've tried everything else on the back of a buzzbait, so give it a try. That's neat. Pretty neat.
All right, my next one ties into your deal from today. This is from Parker Emery is wondering,
Okay, Parker.
when should you fish a popping frog over a standard frog?
I usually tie on my boat, and I've talked to Dean as well, Dean Rojas, and he has three tied on normally on his boat. He has a spitting frog, a walking frog, and a popper.
Okay.
I normally tie a walker and a popper on. And sometimes they like a popper better than they do a walker. Mm-hmm. It's just it's kind of what kind of mood the fish are in, but they both can be real effective. And then sometimes it doesn't really matter. You can throw all three out there. They just biting, you know. So that's kind of how I'd answer that question, you know. At least have you two of the three ready to go for sure, because you never know. And what I'll normally do, if I'm frog fishing, I'll have like those on. Then I'll also have like a tour toad or top toad tied on a straight line pull. Sometimes they like that gurgle with that better than they do the frog. So that's kind of how I tackle that. So anyway, food for thought to answer that question. So today, Jordan, we got an interesting thing we're going to talk about. So back about 10 years ago, when I first came to work at Big Bite, I had retired from coaching and I came to work here. I found a shirt on the shelf in my office that had Frog Freak on the back of it. And it had a picture of a bronze-eye SPRO frog. It had a picture of Big Bite fighting frog. And they had run a promotion, evidently the first year that we made the fighting frog when Dean first came out with it. So they had this t-shirt. So I showed it to you. And Jordan, he's a graphic designer and has lots of good ideas, as y'all all know. He came up with a plan. And he told me, he said, why don't we run a deal called Frog Freak again? So what we decided to do was run this deal. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, today is the first day that you can begin to order them after this show. And we have a 10-day window. Is that correct, Jordan?
Yep, that's right.
10 days to order. We're going to take pre-orders only. Once we get the pre-orders in, then we'll fill the orders after that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that after I go through it all. So what do you get in the bundle? Well, in the bundle, you get the shirt, a Frog Freak shirt. It's a nice performance wear shirt. It's got Frog Freak on the sleeves. It's got it on the front left and a big diagram on the back of our logo and all, and SPRO's logo. They're going in conjunction with us. Our good friends at SPRO are. And as a result, you'll get all that on this shirt. You'll also get a decal that you can put somewhere that says Frog Freak. Follow up. A little saying on it, blow up and follow up. Okay? All right? You'll get a bronze eye frog in the Midnight Walker color, Dean Rojas' favorite color, in that particular bait in the Walker. Okay? And you'll get a 25-pack of bruised melon fighting frogs in that bundle. And the bundle is $39.99. You get the shirt, the decal, the frog, and the fighting frogs. Okay, now if you remember back several months ago, how we derived the color of fighting frog that we used was Dean gave us the Dean's list. We talked about that in our show, about the 5 colors. Bruised melon was his #1 color. Then he gave us tilapia, green pumpkin, watermelon, red laminate. He gave us hematoma, swirl, and he gave us black blue sapphire laminate. Those were his 5 favorite colors. And he'll tell you right out of the gate, this is his favorite color, SPRO frog. He likes to throw this one. He also mentioned to me before he likes to throw the Bluegill color as well. But in this particular walking frog, this is the one, the Midnight Walker. And like I said, our good friends over at SPRO were nice enough to go in conjunction with us to help us where we could put one of these frogs in the pack. We appreciate Sid Reeves and all the guys over there at SPRO for doing that for us. Okay? And then, of course, you get the decal and you get the shirt. So you can pre-order your shirt, and the shirts, you can order whatever size you want, small to XXX. We've got one for everybody. It's kind of a neat deal. You can take your fighting frog and do like we did immediately. You can rig that baby up Texas rig style. That's one of the probably my favorite way to fish it, and go pitch it on the banks and catch fish. I just want to share that with people how to fish it. You can take this frog right here and put it on braid. I like 50-pound braid, but I know people that use 40. I know people that use 60, 80. Get you a frog rod of some variety. I think all rod manufacturers anymore make some type of frog rod. I use the ALX hammer. I know that Dean probably, he's sponsored by Duckett, and he has a frog rod that he's making through Duckett. So you can go out and choose the frog rod of your choice and tie this on with some braid, and you're ready to go. So you can actually go with 2 rods, a frog rod and a rod that you like to fish a fighting frog on. I use like a medium heavy action on a fighting frog. So, and you're ready to roll. It's a pretty neat deal. So we've been excited about it. So for the next 10 days, we're going to take orders on this. Now, when you order, you need to understand you order the bundle only. You can't order other baits with it. Well, we've got this set up for, this is a special deal that me and Jordan are offering you through our show. So you can't order other, if you want to order other big bite baits, you need to do that on a separate order. But this order will just be for the bundle. And of course, you'll have to pay shipping on that bundle. Way you find it is go to bigbitebait.com/frogfreak. bigbitebait.com/frogfreak. Your estimated shipping date's May 24th. That gives us a 10-day window to sell them. That gives us a 10-day window to get the shirts printed and get all the orders filled and get them shipped out to you. So that's kind of how we do it. And $39.99 again, so you'll know, plus tax, plus shipping if you have tax. If you're out of the state of Georgia, there won't be any tax. If I'm correct, I don't believe there's any tax on that. So you're looking at just basically shipping along with that. And that's pretty much the deal. It's simple. We'd love to have you participate. I think this is kind of a neat shirt to have to wear. Jordan, you got any input you want to put in on it today while we're at it? Do you have something you want to add to it that I may have left out?
Sure. I just want you to one more time talk about your setup. So like, let's say you go out with your blow up and follow up, right?
That's right.
What are your 2 setups, and how are you going to fish these baits?
Well, I'm going to fish the frog bait on top, obviously walking it, and I'm using a braided line, so a heavy action. I like just a standard 6'4" reel on. I don't have to have a real fast, but you can use a faster reel if you'd like to. And I'm just going to walk it slowly, over grass or along maybe riprap, that type of thing, to get bites. And then if I miss the fish, if he blows up on and I miss him, I'm going to come right back with a Texas rig fighting frog right behind him. I'm going to follow up and flip that bait in where his wake was and see if I can't get him to jump on that fighting frog. It's just a simple procedure a lot of pros use. They do a lot of, following up on topwater bites. And so if you've never tried it, try it every now and then. It works really good. So that's kind of how I'm going to handle it on this. I'm going to have probably a 17-pound fluorocarbon of some variety, 3/16 ounce lead 5/0 hook, and I'm going to use it on like a medium heavy action rod with a faster type reel where I pick my line up pretty quick. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do. And something to think about. Questions, ideas?
Yeah, no, that's great. Great info. Let me pull a couple more questions for you.
All right, good. Let's do it.
We have Wool Sam wondering what's the best chatterbait trailer.
Well, I'm gonna be partial to Big Bite. I think that swim on's pretty dang awesome. If you hadn't tried the new swim on, the 425 Kamikaze swim on, you're missing out. I know we have set all kind of sales records with that bait, and evidently people are catching lots of fish on it because they're buying it over and over and over and over. And it's even past chatterbait time here in this part of the world, and we're still selling them good. So they evidently people are liking them, definitely.
For sure. Okay, how about this for a question?
All right.
Gnarly Colby is wondering, what is the best flipping bait color to imitate a bluegill?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it has to kind of depends on your pond, where you're at. I mean, like here on our lake, prime rib would be a really good color. But now like down at Lake Seminole, a lot of the guys down there use like sunfish laminate. So I think you just need to find something that looks kind of like the brim in your lake. Kind of give you an idea and try to match it as best you can. And that pretty much handles the actual brim presentation for you. I mean, I don't think it has to be exact. It just needs to be close. I think they tend, and this is just something I think, and I'm not even sure on this, just in talking to people and my little bit of experience fishing, because I'm by no means a pro, I think that orange has a lot to do with it. I think you got to have orange in that. I just think that gives off that brim look for some reason. That's like, so the cant-resistant color maybe, or like we said, the sunfish lamb or the prime rib, something that's got a little orange in it. I think it has a lot to do with that bluegill deal. And some people might say it needs a little blue in it, but I know orange for sure. I feel real confident about that.
Okay. El Charita, just one more time, give us that link that they can find this boat.
Okay, I can give you that link. That's bigbitebaits.com/frogfreak.
Okay.
And you can put your order in right there, and we hope everybody orders them one, and especially people that watch our show weekly. We'd love to have you have a shirt. So anyway, Think about it, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. We'll see you next week.